So hi, it's Mark from Get Fit. Thanks very much for joining me today. What we're going to discuss today actually is the nervous system and even more specifically the autonomic nervous system. Now, you know, people are not really talking about this and they're not really connecting far infrared light therapy to the nervous system or how it can impact the nervous system. As you well know, everyone is talking about detox, sauna, sweating, and you know, all those things are really helpful, but ultimately the nervous system is overlooked, and the role of the nervous system in either damaging the body and causing degeneration, or how the nervous system can help trigger the repair and healing of the body is not really, again, people are not thinking about this and they're not really talking about it, certainly not in the context of far infrared. Now, I would like to say to you that this is absolutely critical, okay? The nervous system and the impact of the nervous system on our health is absolutely crucial. As you all well know, stress will trigger and cause illness and disease without question. So, you know, as part of our lifestyle today, really what is commonly happening to most of us is that we are exposed, or we are experiencing unrelenting stress on every single level. Life is so, so full today. Having to take care of kids, family, financial responsibilities, what we've got to do with work, and that's also something else that is not considered is, toxic stress, meaning that we are exposed endlessly to metals, chemicals, pesticides in the environment. Our food is contaminated, our water is contaminated, our personal care products are contaminated with huge amounts of chemicals. All of your internal furnishings in the home loaded with chemicals. Listen, the regulations are that things have to be flame retardant so that they don't catch fire. Well, the only way to do that is to infuse all of these cloths and fabrics with chemicals. And again, it's not our imagination. Many clients are showing up with toxins that are contained in the fabrics. And again, problems that children have when they're very young in the cots and things. Well, guess what? The mattresses and all the fabrics that they're laying on are off-gassing, giving out all kinds of chemicals. Anyway, so toxic stress is a reality as well, okay? And what's happening to us with the lives that we're living today is that the nervous system is overactive and stimulated completely because of the unrelenting stress that we face. Now that means, ultimately, that the nervous system for most people does not reset and rebalance. In other words, simply put, we don't calm down. And if you think about it, if you say to people, take some time to relax, oh no, I'm too busy. So lifestyle today is such that people will not even take time for themselves, so that the body can relax and so that the nervous system can step down and calm down. And hence, that then, of course, leads into people don't sleep well. And ultimately, good sleep is essential because that's when the body will recover and repair. Hopefully, if you get that sleep. Most people, that's disrupted. They're not sleeping well. They don't sleep for a very long time. So that recovery window has been disrupted. Plus, the body is overactive, and actually, when the nervous system is overactive, it is actually the sympathetic nervous system that is working hard all of the time. Okay, and the sympathetic nervous system is responsible for all kinds of functions. But my point to you is that when we're seriously stressed, that fight or flight mode, that's when your sympathetic nervous system is kicking in. Now imagine having that active all of the time. That is not helpful. And actually, when the sympathetic nervous system is overactive, it means that the body is not going to get that opportunity to calm down and to repair and heal. So really the purpose of today's module is actually to talk about that if we can reduce stress, we can help improve the body's basically recovery rate and accelerate the whole repairing process for the body. And of course that's what we want to do. But people are not relating stress really to illness or even recovery from illness. So the dots we're going to connect today in this module are stress is absolutely key, or more to the point, reducing stress is key to recovery from any illness, actually. So a healthy autonomic nervous system for good health, how do we do that? And simply put, normally I would say to you, you take time for relaxation, lifestyle, you would, take a break, take some exercise, go for a walk, do something that basically calms the whole nervous system, do some exercise. Yeah? But again, lifestyle today is that people are not making time for many of these activities that will calm them down. And people are working too much. And again, even with the advent of the digital age, if you think about it, okay, you're on alert all of the time. Because you're actually waiting, for a notification from an app, or your phone, or your email, or WhatsApp. So your body is on high alert 24/7. That's not an exaggeration. That is not a formula or a recipe for good health. So just, in the context of modern living, we are on alert 24/7. And really, one of the main things that we need to do is actually understand the disruption that's happening, and that with this constant stress, that you are setting the body up for degeneration and cellular damage and illness. So the lifestyle that we're leading, with all the technology that we're hooked up to and connected to, we are constantly stressed, and the body is not getting that opportunity, to reset, to recalibrate, and ultimately repair. So, interestingly enough, we have some studies showing, that heart attacks are connected to this overactive nervous system. That when the sympathetic nervous system is overstimulated and is very activated or overactivated, that they've noticed that can contribute to heart attack. Stress, again, everyone knows that stress and heart attacks are related, but we're kind of focusing in here and saying, the overactive, sympathetic nervous system is connected, and research has shown this, that it's connected and related to heart failure. So again, be clear, we're talking about unrelenting stress. It can result in a heart attack. Just as the epitome of this damage and degeneration that's happening in the body. The body, for the body to get to that point where the heart just, stops. That's the way that we're living. So one of the crucial things that far infrared can help with is actually resetting the nervous system and calming the body down. So be clear that a crucial part of recovery from any illness or disease is actually resetting the nervous system, reducing the activity of the sympathetic nervous system, which is basically the body has been locked into sympathetic nervous activity. Okay, that nervous system is that aspect of the nervous system is overactive, working hard all of the time. It doesn't switch off. Potentially, it can result in heart attack and degeneration and cell damage. So the far infrared light therapy, when you try the far infrared light therapy, or your clients try the far infrared light therapy, within minutes they will notice that they calm down, and very commonly they'll fall asleep. And that's because people are so stressed all of the time. The moment you give the body a little relaxation and you basically reduce the activity of the nervous system, boom, people are asleep. And you'll see that within minutes that can happen. And recreating that calmness and triggering that calmness is essential for repair and for recovery, and to accelerate the whole recovery process. So relaxation through far infrared treatment is an essential element of the treatment to get the body into repairing and healing mode. Okay, and again, people are not thinking about this, but I'm emphasizing this because it is something that is absolutely vital given lifestyle today. We are not calming down. And the element of the nervous system that calms us down is called the parasympathetic nervous system. So what we have is people are out of balance, and you have the sympathetic nervous system that is working hard all of the time. That's the fight or flight mode. That's what will put the body into degeneration and cell damage. So what we're doing with the far infrared is resetting the nervous system, literally deactivating the sympathetic nervous system, and actually activating the parasympathetic nervous system to increase calmness. When the body is calm, that's when you get repair, and That's when you get cellular regeneration. So as I mentioned, it's the parasympathetic nervous system that really hasn't been working very much, because we're overstressed all of the time, and that's actually what you want to activate. The parasympathetic nervous system is basically what calms the whole body down. And when you're calm, as I said, it's when the body is calm. This is why things like mindfulness, meditation, all of these things, why they help is because you're calming the nervous system down and you're activating this parasympathetic nervous system. And when this element of the nervous system is activated, that's when you're going to get the repair and the healing. And of course, and as part of any recovery process, you want to be activating the parasympathetic nervous system to get the body into repairing and healing mode. And think about it. And as I said, again, a really simple thing. But when people start taking the treatment, they're having to take time. They're having to make time to take the treatment. And normally people would not make time for themselves. So there's a couple of benefits here. Number one, for many people, for the first time in many, many years, they're actually making time for themselves. And number two, during that time that they're taking, we're having them take the far infrared treatment and we are resetting the nervous system. Now, for many people, what happens is, as I mentioned, they get locked into this overactive sympathetic nervous system, and the body literally gets stuck. It's like getting stuck in the on position, and they never reset. And year in, year out of that going on, you're going to get ill. So if you could say, it's almost like retraining the body. When people start taking the far infrared light therapy, you're retraining the body, and the impact of the light on the body, of the far infrared on the nervous system, is to switch it off and to reset it. And of course, it's like everything. It may take some time, should we say, to correct and reset the nervous system so that it begins to balance and work normally and properly. But you can see it's essential for good health to bring the nervous system back into balance. And the impact of far infrared on the body is regulatory. It restores balance. So restoring balance of the nervous system is absolutely key, to restoring good health. Now, also we did touch on this toxic overload, toxic stress. A lot of the metals, chemicals, and pesticides that are getting into the body, into the cells of the body, are neurotoxic. In other words, they will damage the nervous system. So we've spoken about lifestyle locking in the nervous system into this overactive state, but we've got another challenge here, that toxic load, some of the metals, chemicals, and the pesticides, will physically damage the nerves and disrupt the function of the nervous system. So that's also contributing to this nervous system disruption. So the far infrared, of course, now this is again one aspect of the far infrared that is very important, that is detoxification is crucial. We need to start cleaning the cells of the body and clearing out the toxins that are damaging the nerves and disrupting the nervous system. So of course, what we're seeing here is, number one, we need to reset the nervous system with the far infrared, but we also need to clear the toxic load, to clear the toxins that are physically damaging the nerves themselves and disrupting the function of the nervous system. Okay, so detox in respect of eliminating chemicals that are damaging the nervous system. That's really important, and disrupting the nervous system. And when we clear the toxins, of course, we can then begin to restore function and actually start repairing the nerve damage that may result from the toxic overload. Now, a lot of people are experiencing neuropathy. They've got numbness, tingling, pain, all kinds of things going on throughout the body as a result of the toxins damaging the nerves. It's really common. The other thing that toxins will do that, again, we haven't mentioned with regards to the nervous system, for example, in the case of diabetics, high blood sugar is what is damaging the blood vessels. and in particular damaging the blood vessels serving the nerves. So if the blood vessels to the nerves are damaged, that means the nerves will not function properly. And more to the point, you may well get degeneration of the nerves. So the toxic load damages actually not just the nerves, but it damages the blood vessels supplying the nerves. So if the blood supply to the nerves is damaged, you're going to get neurodegenerative conditions kicking in. So for me, this is one important aspect of neurodegenerative disease, that the toxic load is damaging to the blood vessels serving the nerves, which means, of course, if the nerves are not getting blood supply and they're not getting oxygen and they're not getting the relevant nutrients, then of course they're not going to function, and more to the point, they will begin to degenerate. So, there's a lot of implications for toxic load, not just damaging nerves, but damaging blood supply to the nerves. Put that all together, you get disruption of the function of the nerves and the nervous system. Now, of course, the flip side of this coin, all right, is that far infrared, number one, some of the studies that we have show that the far infrared can trigger the physical repair of a damaged nerve. Now, one of the studies that we have actually refers to the sciatic nerve of a rat was physically cut and severed. And when exposed to far infrared, that nerve repaired. So we are looking at physical repair of a damaged nerve. But also, we know from a lot of the research that we have that far infrared will help repair blood vessels. So we know, again, a lot of the toxins are also damaging the blood vessels. And many studies in the heart disease section on far infrared, you'll see, shows that the far infrared helps repair the blood vessels. And of course, if we can repair the blood vessels, that means we can start supplying more blood, more oxygen, more nutrients to the nerves, which means that they can repair and start functioning. So of course, we're restoring function of the nerves and the nervous system, okay, and we're restoring function of the nerves by restoring blood supply to the nerves and also clearing a backlog of toxins that may be disrupting the nervous system function. So, as I said, in terms of health, people don't really talk very much about the nervous system, and for me it's really crucial because ultimately it's the nervous system that's controlling the function of the body, sending the messages to all the systems so that the body's systems and organs can function. Yeah? So you could say it's really important to think about the control system for the body and for the organs and for the elimination systems. If the communication system doesn't work, if we can't send messages to the systems so that they work properly, then of course the whole body will not function properly. So you could say what we're doing here is looking at the body's operating system, and we're restoring function of the operating system. How essential is that? So what people are not talking about that, it's absolutely essential, absolutely crucial to repairing the body and to recovering from any kind of disease or illness. We need the systems functioning, and the far infrared helps repair and restore function of the operating system in the form of the nervous system. And as I said, poor circulation is a major contributory factor to the nervous disruption and the nerve dysfunction because the blood vessels are being damaged, and the far infrared, as we mentioned, helps improve circulation and repair the blood vessels. So that's going to be really crucial. And of course, if we're improving circulation, we're delivering oxygen, blood and nutrients throughout the whole body and actually restoring not just function to the nervous system, but to all the organs. So in the context of the nervous system, the far infrared is going to help restore that function. But in addition to that, by delivering more blood, oxygen and nutrients to the whole body system, we're also going to be kicking and triggering and restoring function of all of the organs and systems as well. So again, that's going to help contribute to the repair and the recovery of the body. And we touched on this earlier, sleep. Again, the major repair and recovery for the body is occurring during sleep time. And if you take, let's say for example, we sleep 8 hours, to get 8 hours repair and recovery is really important and beneficial for good health. But of course, if you're not getting that, and that window of repair and recovery is not happening, and sleep is disrupted, then that is going to have a cumulative, really disruptive effect on the body. And certainly we have tended to find that when people are using the far infrared light therapy, often sleep improves, the duration of the sleep normally increases, people tend to sleep longer, and the quality of the sleep tends to improve. In other words, people tend to report to us that the sleep is much deeper than they're used to. So, and again, for me, I attribute that to resetting the nervous system, calming the whole body down, and that, should we say, flows through and shows itself as improved sleep because we're calm. So a lot of benefits to calming the whole body down. So we hope you've enjoyed that, and if you'd like to learn a little bit more about how far infrared light therapy can help you, please feel free to just click on the link below and you can download our free guide and also get access to our free video training. Anyway, thanks very much, and we look forward to seeing you again soon. Thank you.